What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Toshi today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. It is the 27th. No, it's the 28th now. It's the 28th of September. Here we are, 23 hours, 32 minutes left in this new day. Brand new day. Had a little bit of a green day yesterday. Haven't moved too much since Friday. It is the weekend, so here we are. We got about 23 hours left in the week as well as the day. Coming to the end of the week here. How does the week look? It's probably red, yeah. Red, just like the rest of the market, and that's okay. You're down about 11%. I think the average altcoin's down about 8% or 7% or something like that. You have a little bit more to give back, though, because you've pumped recently, so that's all right. Very much in good standings with Toshi here. Very much believe that it's got a lot of growth to go. You know, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I think it's got a lot of growth to go. I believe that we are going to see new all-time highs to the tune of about half a cent, if not something that is just below a cent. I'm thinking we go right up to 0.0069 or 0.007. The reason why is because of those kind of mimetic numbers in nature, and then also, well, not in nature, in society, I suppose. And then it's just above the 1414. Typically with the 1414, you don't see the price stop right at it or just below it. You wick through it a little bit, and then you close below it. So wicking through it a little bit gives us that price of 0.0069, 007, something like that, which from here would be anything around, like it's probably around like a 9x to a 10x, something in that range, 9.5x, you know, something in that kind of area there. So a lot of growth left in Toshi between now and what I would assume is going to be the end of October, and if not the end of October, sometime by the end of this year for sure. Let alone more than that by the end of the cycle. There's a lot of room to grow, and just again overall, very good standings. If we're looking at this from April, the average altcoin since April, you guys, I'm pretty sure is up something like 80%. You're up 260% since April. You're outperforming the average altcoin by far. You're a meme coin with a little bit more than meets the eye than just the regular meme coin here. But let's stop talking about the long-term stuff. Let's get into the short-term stuff. We'll come back out to this, okay? Actually, screw it. While we're here, let's look at the ribbon real quick. I kind of forget. Did we look at this last time? I look at so many damn charts. Weekly ribbon looks good. Daily ribbon looks good. We could go lower. We could go lower than that low over there. The only reason is because of this reaction here. Typically with the way that you look here, you would expect to see some price below here. So maybe something, I'm kind of glad we did this actually, something below 30677 might be to be expected. Let's delete this here. We'll put a line right there, right where the red line is, because I would expect that you go a little bit below the ribbon. A little bit more than just a little bit, right? As we have back here to find support. Let's throw on the other indicators and see what we can come up with around that line, maybe. I mean, first and foremost on the daily time frame, prior resistance there, a little bit of support right there, a little bit of support in this area as well. We look at the high to low. Right there at the 0.5. It would give us a kind of double bottom. It's kind of interesting that it's right there. It's right. Is that right? Let me look at this one more time. Man, I love having these templates. We don't have to like dial it in so much. Yeah, it's right there. It's at that same. Okay. So it would be right there. Daily RSI at the moment looks bullish. Bouncing off of the 50 is a good thing. But can you sustain? Can you maintain is the question. Overall, very bullish daily RSI, but you can come down and that's still true. Stochastics would make me think that we have lower to go. Getting into the oversold zone is pretty common, or at least bouncing off of it. Not here. You don't really bounce here too often, at least not at a sustained path, right? You would likely go lower, would be my thoughts. The MACD is crossing red, which is fine. That's not bearish, but you know you're bullish overall. You can come down. You can afford to come down a little bit. I think, you know, just like the average altcoin, you're probably going to move down into October. I don't think that means that there's anything terrible happening here. You're not going lower than the lows that you found earlier this month in September, but I do believe we're going to see something lower than this low here. At least here, if not likely lower than that price. Okay, let's look at the 1 hour time frame. We'll zoom back out. Let me take away this fib here. On the RSI, I mean, to me, it just looks like all these consolidations. Doesn't it look the same? Overbought, kind of plateaued and then down. Overbought, plateaued, and then down. And the price action that follows. Low here, lower low there. Might you get a lower low? Overbought, plateaued, and then you came down. Overbought, plateauing, looking like we want to come down. Stochastics are getting oversold. The 1 hour MACD doesn't really matter. I think we go lower, guys. I really do. At least to some kind of double bottom, which I don't normally call for, but I wouldn't expect that because that's just below the ribbon. We're probably going to go a little bit more than just below it, like not a hair below it, but like a finger below it. Low to high, 1272. It's a perfect area as a minimum target. It really is. There's so many things coming in with that. 3067. Let's decide that is the perfect minimum target. 30673, and perhaps at the most 30622. Something in there. I doubt that you stop anywhere further than this. I doubt that we go anywhere lower than this. Let's look at the 4 hour time frame and just confirm that. Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt we interact with these lows. I doubt we interact with these lows. I doubt that happens. So 30622 is what I would think is going to happen at the lowest. 306, let's move this down a little bit. 30673, something like that, probably at a minimum. And that makes sense, right? High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Maybe we even move up a little bit and then we get a lower low. By the way, don't get distracted. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if Toshi does move up to, let's say, 3083, as exciting as that might be, it's still just another lower high. And typically you do go to your 382, maybe even a little bit above there before coming back down. So if we do that, don't get too excited. We could go all the way up again. What I just said, Toshi, we're watching this, the first half of this, I'm bearish, right? Still am bearish. Well, actually, the first part I was very bullish. We're talking about the more intermediate, or the more immediate stuff. Bearish. But we could have a little bit of a pump going into the next couple of days here, Sunday and Monday. And then maybe dump into the rest of the week, going into that end of the first week of October, something like that. We could see something like this. So just because I'm calling for lower prices does not mean that it has to do this right now. It can do this after moving up first and then go lower. And the area that we're expecting, again, is about 3062 to 3073 is actually where this line should be. It's a little bit below, but it's hard. Like something right around there. Maybe we could refine it even with this. I just don't know if this is the high. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's the high. High to low here. I mean, it's at the 236. It could be. It could be the high. I wouldn't be surprised if we went a little bit higher, but I'm not calling for that necessarily. Looking at the 4 hour indicators, bouncing off the zero or bouncing off the oversold zone is nice. Little double bottom, little bullish divergence action. You've seen the divergence play out though. You got lower highs. I think you're coming down. Stochastics look bearish. Looks like you want to come down. The MACD's bearish. So that could be it. That could be it. You know, I'm not saying that we do go up here to 308, 3083, whatever. I'm not saying that we will go up there. I'm just saying if we do, that does not mean that it's ready to go yet. Okay, we very well could come back down. And at this moment, I suppose I am expecting we do just come down to this area. We don't move up first, but anything can happen. I'll admit that I'm wrong if you get above that high from the 24th. If we can get above 309, let's just say, get above there, then I'm wrong. Until then, I don't think so. Double bottom or lower. Daily stochastics and the RSI and the MACD all make me feel a little bit more confident in that, especially with this daily close here. Indecision right here. I don't know. Weekly time frame. Back out to here. The weekly RSI, the stochastics, even the MACD, they're all bullish. Neutral for a couple of these, but bullish. I highly doubt that we do anything but see new all-time highs over the coming future. But for the time being, a little bit lower to go. How much of a drop is that? What kind of percentages are we talking about here? You're down 12% right now. The average altcoin is down like less than this, 4% less, so you might drop more. Yeah, I think the average altcoin is going to drop like 10%, maybe 8%. So you dropping 6% to 14%, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Just because you've dropped anything from 6 to 14% over the next week or so. You should be finding your low, not by the end of this week, right? On the weekly time frame, 23 hours, 22 minutes left. My thoughts are we find the low by the end of next week. By the end of that first week in October, I think we will find our low and then progress higher going into the rest of the month. Unless we're wrong about October, you guys. Unless October is getting to be a bloodbath, but I don't think it is. You know, we look at this fear and greed index, and we're at some of the higher levels of fear that we've been in. I think it's actually new if I refresh it here. Let me see. Where are we at? Where's that? I had some water. Where the hell did I put that water at? Well, oh, it's just so far away. I'll have to wait. We're at a 34 still. Okay. Maybe it hasn't updated yet. Anyways, I very much do believe in Toshi. I think it's going to come back with a vengeance. I just believe we have a little bit lower to go first. Again, prove me wrong. Invalidate my idea. Go to 3 zeros. Is it 8, 9? 3 zeros, 9. Go to 3 zeros, 9. And if you can get above there, then I'm wrong. Until then, I maintain that I'm right, and we're going to go lower. Hit the like button, subscribe. Take care. Thank you all. Bye-bye.